Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here with another brand new brew review straight out of Antwerp. I have been trying a lot of Spanish beer the past few weeks and a lot of them are toasted or tostada or with roasted malts, and I thought why not try my hands on a French version of this style. Now it's not immediately the same thing, but I have here the Biere de Vitteaux by Brasserie Burgonde, which we've already talked about, the Biere de Noël, for example. But this is the Ambrée. The Ambrée is, as the name might suggest, an amber colored beer, and they have used toasted malts for this beer as well. I can't tell you a lot about this beer, so let's just dive right in and try it out. It does have the same label as the other Biere de Vitteaux beers, the same colored bottle cap as the label, because they don't work with branded bottle caps. That is a whole lot of foam. And since I poured it really carefully, I'm gonna guess that this is quite high on carbon dioxide. Now what we can do is, of course, take another glass and just try that again. Oh my. This beer does not pour well. Now it is just at the end of its best before time, so it will go off supposedly around this month or next month. However, it still looks rather good, and normally that shouldn't have an impact on the CO2 content. That could have an impact on the oxidization, for example, but larger bottles, same headspace, so oxidization shouldn't be that much of a problem. What it can mean is that this beer could get a bit sweeter, a bit more vinous, but normally that is way past its best before date and not at that month. It is worth mentioning that I stored this beer very cold, which normally should mean that the CO2, the carbon dioxide, enters the fluid more. So actually I should have less foam while storing beer so cold. But nonetheless, we can work with this, or at least we can start with this. There we have it. It is a very nice color. I would say this is a more coppery brownish amber, less orangey. Yeah, very nice color indeed. Yeah, needless to say, that is quite high on carbon dioxide. I see a lot of bubbling, even though this is not a engraved glass. Now the scent is quite heavy. I do get a lot of toast, I do get a lot of toasted bread or bread in general, but a lot of grain as well. And I mean general grains. Yeah. Also quite a bit of carbon dioxide, but I think that was already quite clear. Of course, this is one way to make a bottle last quite a long time. If it takes me half an hour to pour it, I also get some heavier scents in there, maybe some, I don't want to say licorice, but it is some sort of woody scent, some, yeah, resiny fragrance, which actually fits quite well with it being fall and all, so. Okay, most things that I just said about the scent actually go for the taste as well. By that I mean it is rather heavy. Now I believe this is a 6.5, no, a 7% ABV. Yeah, that is quite fitting. It tastes a bit heavier. I would say this is an 8.5%, but it apparently is only a 7% ABV. Very boozy. Not sweet, well, slightly sweet, but not really. Yeah, it's very boozy. It is very present. It takes up all the room in the mouth. Yeah, a bit liquory. Again, that taste of licorice is also quite present. I don't know where that came from, because I don't think that it's wood aged or they added licorice, but who knows. Also quite bready, again very toasty, very grainy, not in an unpleasant way. This is a very nice beer actually, and personally maybe I would have liked it being toned down a bit, I don't know. But nonetheless, very nice, very full, a lot of body in this beer as well. Yeah. I also get a bit of port in there, but that might have to do with the age. And normally at that age, when you get that taste of port or sherry, you get a bit of like sugar crystallizing, but that's absolutely not the case here. So yeah, this is quite an odd discovery for me. Let's see what this says. Again, beautiful. Also that nice beige foam. The look of this beer and the scent of this beer actually do bear witness to the artisanal brewing process that these guys utilize, which is nice in itself, of course. Okay, I'm gonna keep it at that. Yeah, how should I score this beer? I would say this is a 3. Why? Because I love the scent, I love the look, I like the taste, but for me it is a bit too boozy, it is a bit too harsh. Of course, this is always personal preference, as is always when talking about flavors and scents. As the French say, des goûts et des couleurs, on discute pas. And being a French beer, that's quite fitting here. But nonetheless, still a 3, because it is a very qualitative beer. And I do like it for 1, so yeah. As usual, if you guys liked this video, hit that thumbs up, let me know in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like. If you have any suggestions, questions, same thing down below. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and you'll be the first to know whenever I upload something. And if you want to support this channel, well, just share a video somewhere. And I will see you guys again next time, which should be every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Cheers, you guys.